Man, do I love my horror movies at the moment. I just cannot get enough of them. And it's even better when you discover something that is just fantastic, that you're going to want to recommend to everybody. And that is this movie. The Witch in the Window is a fantastic movie that is just under 80 minutes in length. It's really short, it's really punchy, and it is fantastically well done. It revolves around the story of a father who's separated from the mother, who's taking this young boy who's 12 to fix up a house that he is going to fix up and sell on to make some money. This is a house that he's got really cheap, and he can't believe he got it as cheap as that because it is a fantastic house. But as the title alludes, there is something rather sinister about this house. But before we get there, before we get to the scares, we get this ultimately fantastic character study of these two people. I say a distant father and a son who is longing for that father figure in his life, and watching these two characters connect as his father teaches him things about life and how to build this house, bring it back to its best. It's fantastic to watch, and you really do get enveloped by these characters. You do get engaged by this relationship, and you want to see them reconnect. You know there is some issues, but they all feel it's at that turning point in the boy's life. It's at that point where his life can go one or two ways, and the father is there trying to just put him back onto the straight and narrow, trying to keep him on the right path by treating him like an adult, which he is starting to become. They have heart-to-hearts, they have fun moments, they have moments where they're just teaching each other about things. You know, the boy's teaching them about something and the father's teaching him about something else, and it just feels endearing. It feels right and it feels honest. That's the best thing. It doesn't feel written. It feels like an honest conversation, almost as if you're prying in on a private moment between two family members. And that is the secret of this movie. That is the thing that lasted right through to the end with me. I was engaged by these characters. And then you get the spooky elements of this. And it doesn't happen straight away. There is little bits here and there, but there's a definitive turning point in the movie where they discover something. And it's not a typical horror movie type scare. It is something tangible, something that is there and is interacting with them. It's not a glimpse. It's not something going bump in the night. It is something that is there, apparent, in their face, that they have to deal with. Now, they can't abandon this house because the father's money is all tied up in it. They have to get the job done. So they have to sort of get on and deal with this entity that is with them within this house. And it's fantastic. I want to tell you more, but I feel it should be discovered in the way that I discovered it. So the second half of the movie, when it becomes more of a ghost story, but still a relationship drama as well, is truly worthwhile. And twists and turns, typical tropes of ghost horror movies. And I really want to tell you more about this, but I really do feel that it is a fantastic movie that you have got to check out. The movie looks really good. It has the character work, like I said. The one thing I haven't mentioned is there is a particular moment near the end where it just ramps up the creep factor, and it makes the hairs on your back of your neck just stand to attention. You get that shiver down the spine as this movie just creeps you out more, and then does it again several times, one after another, in an unrelenting, terrifying scene where nothing really too bad is going on, but you can't help but be shaken to your core. I found this super affecting and really got to me. This is a movie that I'm going to recommend. I'm going to recommend it a lot because I think it is worthwhile hunting out, searching out, and checking this thing out. It is fantastic work. Part character drama, very much a horror at the same time as well. I think it's a magic act. The director has done something truly wonderful here, and the runtime as well. The 77 minutes, I think it is great. It tells the story in enough time. Doesn't feel too short, doesn't feel too long. It feels as if it's just enough time for to tell this story, which is something a lot of movies don't do these days. They tend to outstay their welcome, and they could have tacked another 10 minutes on here and padded it out, but the movie's as tight and as fresh as you would want it at that runtime. Just now, and I think in the US as well, it is on Shudder for you to check out, and I highly suggest checking this movie out. It is amazing. For me, it's one of the most exciting and freshest things I've seen in a while. I want to go back to it to see if it's as good as I think it is, which I do think it is. Really terrific. And for me just now, I give it 4.5 out of 5, but I've got a funny feeling on a rewatch that it's going to creep up. I would love to know your opinion of this movie if you've been lucky enough to see it. So let me know in the comment box below your thoughts on The Witch in the Window, and I will see you next time on Man vs Film.